Hey, I'm sorry for the interruption. I couldn't help it. I apologize. You know, we all need that special person that will listen to us when we are having a rough time. Like I said, I have that in some people. I have, I've met a few people that say, if you've got a problem, I'll listen. I'm that person too. When somebody I know is having a rough time, or if somebody, like these teenagers these days, I've got several teenagers that, when they need somebody to talk to, when they just need somebody to listen to them vent, I'm that for them. I won't say anything if they don't want me to. If they ask my opinion, I will give them options on what they could do. But it all comes down to, we all go through rough times and rough patches in our lives. And, it's hard when you feel alone, when you feel like that there's nobody you can talk to. Nobody's going to understand. They're going to think you're stupid for feeling that way. Well, the whole thing is, it's not that. It's, we've got something we can't figure out. We've got something that's weighing on our bodies, weighing on our mind, weighing on everything that, it's hard to carry unless you release it. And you can't move on past that until you can release it out there, until someone can hear you. You can talk to yourself, but the only person that can listen is you. And, if you're talking to yourself, people look at you funny. But, when life carries on with everything, and everything this anymore is such a hustle and bustle. Hurry up and get there. Hurry up, get it done. Let's get this done. Let's get this. And everything piles on top of you. And you start feeling the weight and the burden of all of that on top of you. After time, you just need to release all of that. Get that away from you. Have somebody you can talk to. It could be a friend. It could be a therapist. It could be your minister. It could be, somebody that's willing to listen to what you're going through. Listen to whatever is bothering you, because we all have something bothering us. And it could be boy troubles, girl troubles, car trouble, work trouble, living situation trouble, a sick family member trouble. There's something that bothers everybody. If you don't, then you're not human. The human response is when, you have too much you can handle, disperse it. Get rid of it. Move it on. God's not going to give us more than we can handle. God's going to give us what he thinks we can handle. Plain and simple. And how we manage our stress with that. When you've got a lot of weight on you, and a lot of things bearing down on you, and a lot of things on your mind, and a lot of things you're worried about, it creates stress in you. 3 years ago, this wasn't gray. Guess what? It's getting there. Stress does that. Stress causes all kinds of things. It causes weight gain, causes weight loss of appetite, making you eat too much, brings more wrinkles on your face. That's also old age. But everything we do in life will weigh on us eventually. If we do too much, if we have too much going on, it'll weigh heavy on us. And looks like I'm losing signal. I lost signal for a second. I'm sorry. When we've got to have that. We've got at least. It don't have to be a special someone. It could be someone that you've been friends with a short time, that is caring enough that, like, hey, I see you're going through some trouble. Is there anything you want to talk about? Do you want to unload something? Do you want to get something off your chest? That's what we all need. And if you can be that for somebody, just imagine how they're going to feel if they get that off of their chest, get that off their back. They can talk about it. They're not necessarily giving you the burden of what they're going through. They need just to unload what they're doing. I'm one of those people. If you need to talk about something, I'm not going to hold judgment against anybody. Lord knows, I can't pass judgment on anybody because you know why? I'm not perfect. I've never been perfect, and I'll be the first to tell you, I'm not perfect at all. So if someone's got something that they need to get off their chest, I don't care if it's about your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your kids. Kids, if you need to air something out about your parents, do it. Get it off your chest, because that's where most of our problems that we deal with every day, the stress we deal with, the hard times we deal with, that is what we need to get rid of. When you're under stress, when you don't have anybody to talk to, you look for ways to relieve your stress. You look into, I always harp about this, alcoholism, drug abuse. When you're stressed out, when you don't feel loved, when you feel like you're alone, what do? You try to mask that pain. You try to cover that pain up. And what are you going to do? I'll feel good for a little while. Well, it's a little while. Okay, the next time it doesn't last as long, so you drink a little more, or you do a little more drugs, or you do something else. It masks the pain. The only way to get rid of what you're feeling inside is talk to somebody. That's when I read this thing this morning. It says, when someone is going through a rough time, just sit with them. No preaching, no advice. And then I added, just be there. Listen to them. We all have something we need to say. We have something we need to get off our chest. I know you out there have the same thing. It's something you need to get off your chest. Find somebody or, talk to somebody. If you've got a friend that's going through something, that's having a hard time with things, talk with them. I've done it. I've been through a lot of things lately, and the friends that I've talked to that have listened to me didn't give me advice, but they listened to what I went through and what I'm going through. That they stood beside me. They cared for me. They were with me. Sorry. And all those people that were there when I was having my hard times and my rough times, they will always have that special place in my heart. I try to be the happy-go-lucky guy out there. But when I think of the friends that stood by me through the hard times, it brings tears to my eyes thinking that, how special I am that I have somebody. But, like I said, they don't want to hear me complain and talk about stuff to bring them down all the time. So other people have stepped up. They've wanted to help out, and I've let them. So if you have that friend that's having the hard time and who is trying to deal with a lot of things at this time, step up and look at them and say, hey, do you need to talk? Do you need to get this off your chest? They might be reluctant at first, but eventually, when the stress gets to them too much, when everything gets them too much, they will want to talk. And it doesn't matter if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, if it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, if it's lunchtime. When they decide to talk and they decide to get rid of this baggage that they're carrying with them so they can free themselves, so they can breathe easier, so it relieves some of the stress off of them, be that person they can talk to. Be that special someone. Be that friend to them. they're not asking you for advice. They're not asking you to take this burden from them. All they want is somebody to listen. I'm sorry I teared up. But everybody, I say this quite often, just be kind to somebody today. And let's all have a wonderful rest of the day. And I hope tomorrow is even better. Thank you all for watching, and those getting ready to watch. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye now.